Hi, it's me, Rasheed, the coach and author of Soul Trader, Putting the Heart Back into Your Business. Welcome to this, the February 2019 issue of Catch the Coach, your newsletter for lasting fulfillment. This month is the month of love, Valentine's Day, but Valentine's Day is often just simplified to being about romantic love, falling in love and cards and candy and all the rest of it. But this issue I'm going to be looking at love in 7 different dimensions. But before that, let's start off with news. I am delighted to announce that the Soul Trader 2019 retreat, Life, Leadership and Legacy, will be taking place in August this year in Portugal at a stunning villa in beautiful grounds and surroundings with a pool and with sunshine and with space. It's going to be taking place from the 25th to the 31st of August this year. So if you're interested in that, there are only 8 spaces, then really quickly follow the link that you'll see below this to take you to soultraderretreats.com, which will take you to the Red Lotus site, who we're running the retreat again in partnership with, and you'll see all of the details there. Hurry. It's for you if you're a leader, if you're a high achiever, if you're a soul trader, a solopreneur, if you're doing your own thing in terms of business, if you're a creative, then the retreat has your name on it. In leadership, in management and leadership, running your own business, then the retreat has your name on it. Check out the site, all the details are there, and you'll see more from me in the coming months, but there's only 8 spaces. So if you're keen, hurry. Also on the events front, remember that once every month I run my Networking for Success event at and in proud partnership with the British Library. Next dates are the 13th of February and the 13th of March. And also on the 13th of March is the Soul Trader workshop, which is a half-day workshop based on the book also. So that's in terms of events. Now onto our main issue, the main theme of the month, love. Love, the Beatles were right, love is all you need. I'm going to just briefly talk about 7 aspects of love. First of all, self-love. Taking time to love yourself, really appreciating who you are, loving who you are. You know, there's that saying, if you can't be with the one you love, then love the one you're with, but love the one within, number 1. Number 2, romantic love. My tips here when it comes to romantic love is that know what love means to you and really communicate. Communication is the breath or death of every relationship. And my tip when it comes to romantic love is to honour 3 things: yourself, the other, and the space between, and really have a conversation, that communication about what you want that love to be, and to realise that both people are on their own unique journey, so you really need to treat each other with kindness and tenderness. And sometimes we're lucky, like a train journey, that we'll be with each other for pretty much every stop. And sometimes there'll be some relationships that are for just some time along the way, but it's really important to be loving of yourself, loving of the other, and loving the space in between. And if the space in between becomes really challenging, then it might well be that you need to look afresh at it and realise, is it best for you both to go your separate ways, but to try and do so lovingly. So that's number 2. 3, family love. Families can be the most beautiful places, but I'm mindful that lots of family relationships have got a lot of history and a lot of challenges. My tip is, over time, to give each other the space that you need. Try and really begin to appreciate each other and realise that, again, you're going to all see the world through a different lens. But I think my tip here is really giving each other that space. Sometimes just giving a little bit more space will allow everyone to be and breathe. Sometimes that space might well be about just becoming a little bit more closely knit, but being very mindful and recognising that you're all human beings again on your own unique life journey, but that you also share this very unique kind of bond. But being mindful about it and wishing everybody well on their journey if those relationships have been difficult and fractured. Number 4, friendships. Friendships is one of the richest forms of love. I think my tip here is that don't take them for granted. Know that, like a plant, they need to be watered and fed and nourished. And just like different plants, different friendships will need the different types of nourishing. Also, be mindful that you're likely to have different friends at different times in terms of your life. I often talk about this thing, first of all, the you time and then the inner circle time. Sometimes certain friends will be part of that inner circle you really trust. Sometimes the friendships might change, and they might become more almost like an outer kind of network. But again, value them, appreciate them, spend time with them, but recognise that, again, that everybody's on their own journey. And if relationships, those friendships go their own ways, then do it mindfully and kindly. So that's friendships. Next one is 5, loving your work, doing what you love. So the first question for you is, are you doing what you love? And the second thing, are you doing what you love with love? And that brings me on to the tip for the month. How could you just bring a little bit more love and joy and passion into what it is that you're doing? How could you bring just a little bit more love and joy and passion? So if you're really a people person, maybe take that time to really get to know the people and really appreciate them. How could you just bring a little bit more love into what it is that you do? It might just be something as smiling, sharing a little bit about why you do what you do and why you're passionate about what you do. How could you bring just that little bit more love? It might well be for you, it's just giving yourself 10 minutes, 15 minutes earlier to bed so that you can really appreciate yourself and love yourself a little bit more, and to give yourself that really appreciation, that time to just rest and relax. How could you just be a little bit more loving in your own little way? So that's my tip for the month. Back onto our top, our 7 aspects of love. So we've talked about work, and now the 6th one, our penultimate one, is loving those people you meet. And that brings us to this kind of feeling of this element of just that, being kind and considerate every single day. So how it is that you can just be kind to the people that you meet. Again, I touched on it before. It might be just about giving people a little smile. It might be about just giving people just a little bit of your time. It might well be just realizing that walking down the street that, not everyone's going at necessarily the same pace as you, so you might be running to rush through and they might be more leisurely, or the other way around. Perhaps just being a little bit more mindful in terms of all the people who you meet in life. Finally, love in the world. Love in the world, that's a big one, isn't it? But I think by showing up, being you, sharing your gifts, showing your magic, is part of that, being loving in the world, and not being afraid to share the story of your magic and why you do what you do. If you're a business, tell people why it is that you create those wonderful creations that you do, or why you set up the charity that it is that you run, or why it is that you run the community group, or why it is that you produce this jewelry that you do. Whatever it is that you do, how is that you can share with the world that love for what it is that you do, and being kind and caring to the world in your own way, in terms of the energy which you show up in it and the energy with which you bring to it. So that's the Soul Trader newsletter for February 2019. Remember, as always, you'll find more details on my website, rosario.com. You can follow me throughout the month on my official Facebook page. If you just Google or any search engine, Rasheed Ogunlaru Facebook page. Also Instagram, you'll find me there at Rasheed Ogunlaru. You'll find me at Rasheed Ogunlaru also on Twitter, so you can stay in touch throughout the month. And it's a real pleasure. So don't forget the Soul Trader Retreat. We've only got 8 spaces. If you're keen, get in touch. And hope to see lots of you at the Networking for Success event. One last thing. Have you seen my Gift of Inner Success series, which is on my YouTube channel? If you've not, you can catch me reading each chapter of the book day by day. It started last week. It will be finishing off at the first week, during the first week of February. But they're all going to be there available online for you to enjoy as I read each chapter and share tips. And I'm rounding it off with a couple of extras talking about happiness and success, and with a special Gift of Inner Success meditation that you can tune into any time when you want to be refreshed. Anyway, see ya, take care, have yourself a wonderful month ahead, with lots of love from me, Rasheed. Take care, bye-bye.